What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking. What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Next Level Thinking, where we always bring you inspiring guests to help you take it to your next level. Of course, it's your host by the name of Chris Holmes, but I have a special guest by the name of
Chris Coleman.
Awesome. So we're going to start off by giving you the mic. So give the audience a little groundwork, so a quick summary about yourself.
Yeah, well, again, my name is Chris Coleman, a 27-year-old African-American male from Mobile, Alabama. So still in the South, and I'm an entrepreneur, business owner, author. I really started my entrepreneurial journey at the age of 22. Started out homeless, then got a sales job, then became a sales manager, then became a district manager. Built a six-figure business in 18 months. Shut that down after I had some skills. Went all in. With the endeavor I'm doing now, which I'm the founder of Health is Wealth Nation, and we have a partnership with Herbalife Nutrition, and right now just going all in with spreading the wealth of health, changing the state of obesity here in the South. Have a book titled The 180 Effect, which is a 2-time bestseller on Amazon, and at the end of the day, I'm just being a vessel and fulfilling this vision that I have.
Awesome, man. Sound like you are driven with a lot of purpose and a lot more, even greater things in store for you. So, I want to kind of back it up a little bit and go to the roots, if you don't mind me. I want to go into a thing that I have yet to hit on this podcast, but I'm pretty sure you'll definitely be able to inspire some people. Now, you mentioned that you had a time in your life where you were homeless, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, and it's up to you, because I want to be all respect. So, what?
No, go all in.
Yeah. So, what happened to get you into that situation, and then guide the audience of how you grinded your way out? Because a lot of times people face difficult situations, and they are kind of wondering okay, how did this person, against all odds, get out of that? And I feel like that can be an inspirational story to help out somebody. So I'm gonna let you have the mic on that one.
Okay. Cool. Well, first of all, I wanna premise it with telling people that it definitely wasn't the homeless situation where a lot of people think. Truly, there's some people still today that have it far worse than I had, and some people that just they really don't have a stable home, so they bouncing here and there. And I was kind of in the middle where it was pretty rough. Again, like I said, I grew up here in Mobile, Alabama, and the mindsets here are very conservative. I grew up, Catholic, grew up an altar boy, got good grades in school. I was a basketball player. I had hoop dreams. So I'm like, hey, get good grades, don't get in trouble, be good at basketball, and, grew up living life by the book,
So you had everything going.
Exactly. That's what I thought. Okay, I need to follow this program, and then, life is set. But then, graduated high school, went to college for a year. I went to Tuskegee University, and life just really punched me in my face. I really wasn't ready. I didn't have the skills really to really live on my own, and really I just wasn't prepared for the real world. And I dropped out of school, got a couple of 9-to-5 jobs. Literally at one point I was working full time at a grocery store during the day, and then full-time at a gas station at night. And sometimes I was working close to 90 hours a week.
Ooh, so full grind.
Man, I literally almost died. It was that, it was crazy, just working, grinding to the bones. So, and I just got to the point where I got fed up. Hey, if my life is going to change in a drastic way, I need to make a drastic decision. And I had a lot of I hate to say small minds, but that's what it was. My family was around me, just, either there was a safety net for me, so I really couldn't take the steps I needed to it, or they were really just down in my vision and really what I wanted in life. So me becoming homeless was really a decision I made. I kind of just emancipated myself from, all the negative energy, all the people around me that wasn't serving me. And, I became homeless. So I was sleeping out of my car. I had a couple of jobs at the time. Still, I was working at a YMCA at the time, and I was working at an oyster house, a restaurant. But sleeping out in my car, and it was like it was crazy. So that's how I became homeless. So it's not the cliche stereotype homeless people think, living under a cardboard box. But that was the case. Sleeping out in my car, showering, at the gym, and yeah, that was it. So to transition, how I really got out of that stage, I was actually planning to move to New Orleans because my family's from there. I got big dreams. I own the Saints and the Pelicans one day. I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Hmm.
But so I was just gonna move to New Orleans, just start fresh. Like, all right, let me just change my life. And then I got recruited for a sales job, and I'm sleeping out in my car. Life is and I already got the mindset where I need to make a huge change in my life. So like starting a sales job, like man, I hate sales. Like I was always taught, sales, like man, you getting over on people, you manipulating, you deceiving. So like, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that. But the person that recruited me, like it was like a buddy of mine, like, hey man, just go in, check it out. Like just see what they got to say. I mean, hey, worst case scenario, you just say no to something that you learned about. So like, okay, cool. And then I went in, and I'm sure we'll unpackage this later on. But I really saw like, oh man, this is like I'm not getting over on people. I can actually help people. Like that. I had the perspective shift with sales. Like I can add value to people. So I got started with the sales job. Still living out of my car. Still, showering at a gym. And I got the sales job. And then 2 weeks. Because I grew up an athlete, so I really had work ethic. So what
Hmm.
I loved about sales is that everything was up to me. Nobody was making my schedule for the week. Everything was on Chris for the week. So in 2 weeks I became a assistant manager, made some sales, helped some people, and then 2 months I became a sales manager. So I was help running the office, getting commission off the office, getting commission off my sales, and then in 9 months I got promoted to district manager, where I moved 6.5 hours away from Mobile to Florence, Alabama, and I started a district headquarters there from scratch in a territory where there wasn't an office in that company before. And yeah, in 6 months, we generated like 105,000, so a little bit over six figures in an area where the median income is like 35K.
Whew.
So I was able to build a six-figure business, in that kind of area just from building a great culture with our sales force, and I recruited over 150 reps onto the team. So just had an
Man.
amazing environment, changing people's lives, helping people build a resume. I had like college kids making more money than their parents. Like it was just crazy. So I really got out of it. I took control of my life. I made a decision like, hey, the reason I'm here, where I'm at in life, is due to choices and decisions. Like I took responsibility. A lot of times in life, we want to play the blame game.
Yeah.
Well, if we play the blame game, we're putting all the power onto other people. So, like, if you say, "Hey, I'm here because of the government or my family or this," well, you're giving them all the power. Well, when I took responsibility, I took all the power. So if I'm the reason I'm here, then I'm the reason I can change. And that's what I did.
Exactly. And you hit on a lot of key points. I mean, we can go in depth on so many things, like from the drastic change, because a lot of people get stuck in this vicious cycle and wondering why there's no change in their life. But you have to make a decision to make a drastic change, because it's in the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and
And
over again and then
yep,
expecting different results. And then, I mean, and another thing is like at times, people got to get punched in the face by life to make that
right,
change. So like they need that major push. It's like, okay, either you make these moves or else, and
right.
that can either crumble somebody or can bring the best out of them. And
Mm-hmm.
people react, and I like how you changed your mindset and push forward, because it all begins in the mindset. And I actually spoke on that earlier this morning at one of my speaking and little engagements is like it all begins with the mind. If you believe that things are is possible and you can overcome any kind of boundaries or things that come your way, you will be able to break through. But in your mind, you think you're completely will be completely defeated. You're not able to overcome these things. You'll be constantly poor. I mean, there's no getting out. Well, 9 times out of 10, your results and you're gonna be a self fulfilling prophecy, and that's what's gonna happen.
All
And
right.
then like you hit on tremendous about points of that, just one thing. And another thing I want to hit on also is how you were saying like people have this so negative perspective when it comes to sales, especially
Mm-hmm.
because of what our family or thinks of it a lot of times. Oh, it's the bill collector or something like that, or they just push you, just running over. But if you really think about it,
Mm-hmm.
I mean sales is like foundation of any kind of business, even for Walmart, Target, and much more, is just structured. But like when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's innovative and you adapt. But sales, we do it all the time. I mean, we sell
Right.
ourselves from like on a resume for a job to impress a girl. I mean, we use sell tactics all the time. It's just like bring a new perspective into light.
Yeah, man. I mean, I tell people all the time, like sales, like I simplify, like I'm a simple guy, so I simplify everything. And sales is nothing but a transfer of energy from one party to the next. So,
Hmm.
like, if I'm just coming from a movie and I get somebody excited about a movie I just saw, I just sold them on the movie. I transferred the energy I had on the movie and sold it to them. Now they're sold. Like it's literally that's all it is. And you just think, and you just said it, like with getting the girl, the guy has to sell the girl on marrying them. The girl got to sell the guy on getting them food when they're hungry. Like we're all selling. The kid got to sell the mom on getting cookies before dinner. Like, like people just complicate things and they want to make it like really bad. But we truly got to change our perspective on that. Like we're all in sales. You're either good at it or you're bad at it, and you're either selling something or you're being sold on something. So like
True.
it's no way around it. Sales is just
Part of your
a
life.
part of life. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just a part of
exactly.
life.
And like a lot of times we try to like get around it, but it's just the truth be told. I mean, it's just part of life. And like another thing that you hit on, I mean, actually we were talking about energy earlier. That's what I'm gonna hit on. Is like
Mm-hmm.
energy is very important. It's always good to like watch the people you surround yourself with, and like just like you were stating earlier, like you get pumped, motivated by watching this movie, and then this person like, man, this guy's or girl is pumped to watch this movie, so I want to feel like that. So let me go ahead and watch this movie myself, so I can feel the same way. And
Right.
like when you brought energy, the first person that came to mind, like you probably know that this speaker, but Eric Thomas or E.T. the Hip
Oh
Hop
yeah.
Preacher,
Oh
and
yeah.
like when he does a lot of his YouTube videos or thank God his money, the energy is there. It's like, man, let me get up and do this. Like at first, like
Yeah.
I just want to just sit down, but this dude's like, let's go ahead and do this. Like, all right, let's get pumped. It kind of reminds you of like the football team or whatever sport you may play, get your adrenaline going and much more.
Yeah, man. Yeah, energy, man. It's so important, and something I just well, I kind of knew this, but I kind of got the specifics on it. Is that our heart has I forget the percentage, but it has like 30 or 40% is made of brain cells.
Hmm.
So what we think affects our heart and how we feel, and then our heart actually can disseminate a magnetic field up to 8 feet.
Man.
So what we think affects how we feel, and then our heart is just gonna magnify that and manifest that to people around. So like when people say, "Oh, I just got bad energy about that guy," or "Hey, like I just love your vibe," like that's true. It's so true. So starting with how you feel, like listening to Eric Thomas or watching a great movie, if that can truly affect like how you just think about things and how you think about life, and that's just gonna start the process of what you feel in your heart, and then magnifying that into the rest of the world. Like it's a real concept.
Yes, and just to kind of go up from that, like I want you to go ahead and answer all of this. Is how important it is to be around people where you want to be in life, and at times this goes against a lot of people's ego. At times, like they like don't want to hang around certain people at higher levels and stuff like that because they feel, I guess, and his dudes are shadowed over me and stuff like that. But how important it is to hang around people that actually are in your direction of where you want to be, so you can learn these things.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's a great question. Your circle of influence can drastically change things because just for one, it gives you imagery. So a lot of times, like you can think about, okay, what I want, but if you're around somebody, you can actually see what you want. You can see the life you want. You can see, like, as a matter of fact, me as a person right now, even a lot of my mannerisms right now are from mentors I've had in the past because I was always around them. I kind of walk like them sometimes. When I talk and when I want to put emphasis on things, I raise my eyebrows. Like that's like I get that from one of my mentors in the past. Like, before I couldn't talk. Like I couldn't talk in person. I would say to he instead of the. Like I would stutter. Like it was bad, man. So, but I got around mentors and like, okay, and you just pick it up. Like you just naturally pick it up. Just like a kid. Like a kid is a sponge, so they like
Soak
like
it
kind
all
of say,
in.
yeah, like they say cussing words when they're not supposed to. Well, if you're around people that's doing better in life, you start to soak that up, and you start doing things that you necessarily didn't know or necessarily didn't do before. And also, it's another thing called the six rule, where I'm pretty sure you heard this, where if you hang around five people, you'll become the
Yeah.
sixth. So if you hang around five, you know, drunks or five people that are like self-esteem, you're gonna become the sixth, drunk or the sixth person that has low
Mm.
self-esteem.
You gonna be that
But
next one?
exactly, you're gonna be the next one. But if you hang around five, millionaires or billionaires or five couples that have a great marriage, you're gonna become the sixth. Like it's truly that simple.
Very big. And then I gotta hit on this since you hit on that. A lot of times when it comes to like hanging around certain people, you do realize like there's gonna be times people gonna feel like, why you gotta hang out with them? Have you forgotten about us? Like, oh, you think you're too big, etc., etc. And like I feel a lot of times like if you allow like people's opinions when it comes to that, it actually slows you down in the long run of where you need to go because you listen to like outside voices who really don't know a lot of times what they're talking about. So like, how do you feel like people should address this and like I guess the words of encouragement to keep going in the right direction because they're on the right path, just facing that little obstacle.
Yeah, I went through this like in a major way. Like just like when I decided to be homeless, change my life, and just go for bigger things. Like I had the same thing. People like man, why you reading so many books, or why you going to this seminar and conference, or why you talking like that now, like so many things. But I just realized like, man, it's 7.5 billion people on planet Earth now. So like I can't allow people, to hold me back from my dreams. And a lot of times it's usually just a handful of people that want to hold you back. And you're gonna let those handful of people prevent you from aspiring and motivating and impacting like thousands and millions, and for some of us maybe billions of people. Like that's not even rational. That's not even logical. So addressing it, I mean, you really just have to keep the long term vision. Like I've had high school friends I don't associate with anymore. Childhood friends I don't associate anymore. I mean, like I'll say hey to you, but when it comes to affecting my energy or my mindset, like what goes into your brain, like it just like I said, like it affects so much. So you really got to choose wisely, who you have around you, and also, it could be, a learning curve for so many people. I mean, I'm from the South, here in Mobile. I got family from New Orleans, so I just can I cuss on this show? I don't know if I can cuss or not.
Nah, keep try to keep it clean.
Okay. I'm glad I asked, but yeah, I don't care. I was about to say I don't give a, I
Yeah,
don't, but yeah, I don't care what people say
I
about
got
me.
you.
So, but for some people, it can hurt. It
Mm.
can hurt when your family, says something about you or doesn't support you. So that's why I say you really gotta, keep that long term vision, in place. Like, one of my goals, I wanna change the state of obesity, in the South. Like, I guess it's a obesity and chronic illness epidemic going on in the South. So like so I may post a lot. I may be overbearing with my vision and my mission and my purpose, but
You know
just
what?
because
You know where you're going.
exactly, I know where I'm going. So just because maybe these couple people in my vicinity right now don't like it, I can't allow that to you know, uh, prevent me from hitting that long term vision. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I want to kind of go a little bit back of what you just said. Like, I feel what you're saying because I feel like I say that sometimes too. I'm gonna keep it clean for the show though, but a lot of times it can be really hard because especially like if it's like a family member or let's say like a loved one, and they're like the main ones like going against what you're trying to achieve, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's like one of those things like you got to make a decision, and it's not always going to be easy, but you
Right.
know what's best for you in the long term.
Yeah, yeah. Just like you said, you really gotta make a decision. It's either a black or white kind of thing. Like either if they don't support you, okay, well, like just think about that. Like why invest energy, even if they are your blood, even if they are your family, right? Why invest so much energy into somebody or something that's not gonna serve you? That's not gonna like a lot of times we just gotta keep it black and white. Like, is this gonna serve me and progress me on my vision? And if it's not, then detach yourself from it a little bit. You don't have to just like if it's mom, you don't have to say forget you, mom. I'm never gonna talk to you ever again in life. Like no, it's mom. Like let's be
Hmm.
real. So,
Yeah.
but you may have to. It's some conversation you may have to stay away from because you already know her response, or like you may not get her advice on certain things because you already know what she's gonna say. Like just kind of change the way you operate and you maneuver with some of these people. Like they may be your family, but I mean, like they're not your Siamese twin. You don't like necessarily have to be attached to them. I have to get their response. Just like you say, you got to make that decision. So, or you can let them affect what you're doing and then not hit your goals. That's always an option, but to
Yeah.
me that's not an option. So you really just gotta choose, like kind of be selfish, like choose what's best for you. Because
Mm.
I always tell a lot of people when Chris wins, everybody wins.
Y-
So when Chris achieves his goals, everybody achieves their goals. So a lot of times I make selfish decisions, but it's always for the benefit of the masses. Like a lot of people are gonna, reap the rewards of this. So I don't allow like one or two or like one person to, take me off track.
yeah, it's a very strong point on that as well. And just like my grandma would say, sometimes you got to handle people with a long handle.
Hey, there
Yeah,
you go.
that's that saying. And
There you
then,
go.
yeah, most definitely on that. And then there's like another thing that you hit on is like when you're coming up, uh, you really got to it's energy, and then you just gotta make that decision, and that's very crucial, especially when you're talking about the growth. And then I'm gonna go back a little bit further, like you're talking about recruitment and things like that. Like how important it is always to keep expanding your network and connecting with other people, because like I feel like this directly, well, and well, it does have a huge impact, especially when it comes to social media is connecting with the right people. I mean, a lot of times we connect with people that's not actually far good at the end of the day, but it's just
Hmm.
switching your target to connect with the right people can actually give you a lot of positive.
Yeah, yeah, like choose, especially now, like we have access to more people than we ever had before. So choosing who you network with or add to your team or like we've been talking about, just bring into your circle is key. Like I tell a lot of people, even if you're not a business owner, you're the CEO of your life.
Nice.
You're the president of your life. So you still got to be good at recruiting and bringing people into your life. But I always look at it as, especially like with mentors, if this person is not somebody I want to switch places with in life right now, then I shouldn't be taking advice from them.
Hmm.
And also if it just comes to somebody going to be on my team, or I'm recruiting them, or just like an associate. Like if we don't have the same like passion and drive and the same vision, then like we just can't associate that way. Now, of course, we've been talking about family and friends. That's different, but if I'm talking to a fellow entrepreneur and like their focus is on like 5 years and how hard this is, and I'm thinking about 40, 60, 80 years from now, like we're just not gonna get along. It's not gonna work. So you just got to find those people that share your same vision, share your same interests, and honestly learn to say no. Like
Oh
you don't.
man, that's a big one right there.
Yeah, learn to say no. You don't have to take every meeting. You don't have to take every call. Like it's actually one of the things. Steve Jobs. It's one of my favorite quotes from Steve Jobs. He says, "Focus isn't saying yes to something. It's like the 99, 1,000 things you say no to. That won't help you. Like he was more proud of all the things he said no to when building Apple and the things he said yes to. So a lot of times people can just get into this yes, like accepting everything, and it really dilutes their life and it really dilutes their vision. But yeah, learn to say no. When I learn to say no to things, like my growth and progression and focus has been it's been 10x for sure.
Now, I know you're a business person, so I got to ask this. Well, I'm going to phrase this as a question because this is on one of the things that a lot of business people, is a touchy things, but it's like the real life and it needs to be said. And when it comes, like you were saying, like sometimes you got to say no to these meetings, etc. And at the same time, I'll use this phrase, all money is not good money. And like
Right.
sometimes you have these clients, like I believe, that are not really in the best interest of your business long term. People don't realize you have people out there that just want to see the worst of any kind of business,
Oh
and they
yeah.
just want to give any kind of headache and much more, which can do a damage to your own business because it uproots the atmosphere, the work mood, and stuff like that. Trying to please someone who refused to be satisfied. So hit on the importance of this.
Yeah, man. Just like you said, saying no is important, and even when it comes to business, like I kid you not, there's been times where like I was struggling and like needed to pay rent, and like it's been some dark times, but like I'll say no to a client because they didn't fit my moral my moral code, my core values. Because if I, just like we've been talking about, if I let that person into my circle, into my life and energy, like that money, like it's almost like selling your soul in a way. People don't look at it that way, and somebody I truly look up to, Ed Milet. He
Hmm.
always says, like how much, like what's the cost of your will? Like how much is your will? Like sometimes we'll say yes to a client or a customer when we know for sure
It's
like
not.
this person, yeah, it's a wrong person, or like it's not gonna be long term, or they're gonna bring a bunch of they're just difficult, but hey, I need the money, so I'm gonna say yes, and then next thing you
You're
know,
paying for it.
you paying for it. You got to spend a lot of time with this person, like putting out a fire
You're
or
losing other
arguing.
clients.
Yeah, exactly. And somebody else over here is like waiting to like your ideal client is waiting on your service and waiting to get started, but you have to spend all your energy here because you took on this person that on the front end was bad. So I always say is when it comes to business, it's like the front end or the back or the back end. If you don't control it, or if you're not really selective on the front end, you have to pay for it on the back end.
Yep.
But if you are selective on the front end, if you work hard on the back end, on the front end, then you won't have to spend so much energy on the back end. So it's really one of those two. So if you just take on anybody on the front end, and then you have to spend a lot of time on the back end with all that headache. But with me, I'm so selective on the clients I take in, and I take on the right people, and I take on the right clients. Where on the back end, like it's easy because they're the right people. They get it. Like it's not that much work that has to be put in. Still work, but not compared to if I just took on anybody.
Exactly. I'm glad you explained detailing all about that. So, like, let's hit a little bit more about on your business. So, we get more in depth in that. I know you're doing big things and much more. So, tell the audience more about your business.
Yeah, well, I'm the founder of Health is Wealth Nation, and we have our own entity with Herbalife Nutrition. So we're partnered with them. So of course, they're a nutritional supplement company. Number one in the world, over 95 countries. And with my organization, we're located in Mobile, Alabama, and we're focused on opening up 100 nutrition clubs along the Gulf Coast and throughout the South by the end of 2020. So with Herbalife Nutrition, they do a great job with the products. I'm like I said, I care about morals and ethics. So in this industry, like this is a product that's going into people's bodies. Like this is something people are consuming. So I don't want to cut any corners. I want to make sure people have the best of the best, and that is the best of the best. So we partner with them. But with Health is Wealth Nation, we provide the other things, the accountability, the community aspect, the coaching, the personal development, the exercise. Like we set people up for success with that. And honestly, I'm pretty sure you'll get this. I look at it almost like back in the day when you had Rockefeller, as a brand, and then next thing you know, you had State Property as a brand up under them, and then you had the Dipset up under them, and then now you got good music, and even Rihanna with her powerhouse. All of that is a descendant from Rockefeller. That was at the top. And I truly see, in the years to come, Health is Wealth Nation is going to have this amazing platform and ecosystem where, people can plug in and, be successful, all because of, we have that stamp, we have that process and that system that's in place, for everybody to win.
Awesome, awesome. We dropping a lot of good jewels and much more value to the people. Before we end this up, let's say, give the audience inspiration of like how to overcome their obstacles, or just like to get them lifted and moving. Of course, you face your own like life challenges and much more. So, like, give the audience some inspiration.
Man, all I can tell you is be brilliant. Be brilliant. You were put on this earth to be brilliant. Matter of fact, just the fact that you're here is brilliance in itself. Like, people have more of a chance to be struck by lightning than they do to become a human being on this earth. You could have been a tree. You could have been you could have been a butterfly, but you're a human being. Like you have all the potential in the world. So don't worry about what happens to you. Life happens to us all. So I tell people all the time, life is fair because it's unfair to everybody. If you look at someone that's great in life, they had to go through life as well. They had to go through adversity as well. The difference between them is they chose to react in an intelligent way. They reacted in a way that served them to move forward, while others react in an emotionally way, in a way to, ball up and cry and woe is me and just stay complacent in life. So use what's going on in your life to fuel you, use it to serve you, and at the end of the day, you'll have an amazing testimony to share with somebody else so they can change your life.
On that note, just drop the mic. So with that said, like, where can they find you at on social media, email, website?
Yeah, you can on IG, just my full name, Christopher Ray Coleman. So it's spelled just like it sounds. So real easy, Christopher Ray Coleman. Email me. Like I love to change people's lives and add value. So it's Chris at healthiswealthnation.com. And of course, I'm not about shameless plugs, but with my book, it truly changed its lives. Like, there's so many reviews on people that's changed their perspective. So my book is the 180 Effect on Amazon. Definitely check it out. Ebook is cheap, and it can truly change your perspective. And I literally just go through my journey on how I changed my life in 2013, 14, and 15. Like it's almost like a diary of how I changed my life. So definitely check that out.
Awesome, awesome. So you have it, like tremendous amount of value, content, and much more, especially to drive towards like building that big business or just being the top CEO of your life. That's what it's all about, helping you take it to the next level. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Again, it's your host Chris Holmes, bringing you special guests to inspire the world and much more. And of course, my special guest by the name of.
Chris Coleman.
And we're out. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share the message. Peace.